Okay, so as promised, we'll pick back up on where we left off with strings and string variables. In the last lesson, we saw how you can create a string variable, which again is a type of box that will take text or letters and numbers into it. We saw how we can tell the computer we're putting something into that box. And finally, we can tell the computer to send something out besides just what was originally put there, which is the hello world. And so strings are what we would call immutable, which is a fancy way for saying that we really can't change them, okay? And so, like, if we're over here and we tried to tell the compiler that we wanted, or excuse me, tell the computer that we wanted to change the value of this, what will actually happen then is that the computer will create like a whole new value for it. It won't actually change that. And this is usually not a big deal most of the time, but if you're working with like a lot of data, it can kind of sometimes slow things down for you. Again, that's kind of a minor point, but you'll hear it sometimes talked about. But for our purposes, what we want to do is kind of learn how to do a couple of different things with the strings, which are very, very useful, okay? And again, we're trying to keep things simple here. Start out and give useful information instead of like just showing the fun things that could be done. But these are good. This is stuff that will really help you as you're learning how to work with strings early on. So what we want to do is come back over here and we say have a good day. And then we have good day down here, right? So let's just say, okay, it's Friday, about 4 o'clock in the afternoon. We're going to be really positive. And so what we'll do here is say, okay, do string, let's see, good afternoon. Okay, so let's think about what we want to do here. We've already told the computer we have a box, and the box is going to be taking a string in it. We've got the number or the name or the label in the box, which is good afternoon. And so, we're trying to think about what we're going to say, but let's go ahead and put an equal sign here, which will tell the computer that we're going to be putting something in good afternoon. Then we'll do a quote symbol right here, which is saying this is going to be, some text that goes there. And so what we'll do here is, let's again say it's Friday, so we'll do have a great weekend. Come back and fix that. Put exclamation point, put a semicolon behind that. So, we'll say we'll go ahead and run this and see what we get. We only have a good day. It's kind of a bummer. We're trying to tell somebody to have a great weekend because it's Friday, right? And so what we could do here is we could go take good afternoon and instead put this in here, right? So we're going to tell the computer instead of writing out good day, we'll write out good afternoon. Hey, have a great weekend. But we don't have a good day here anymore. So then, okay, we want to put out both, right? So maybe we could do this. We'll do, oops, a little copy and paste over there. We'll put a Control V to paste. We'll space those. And we get a red squiggly again. And so we're like, hey, what's going on here? We're putting 2 boxes in here. We're telling the computer to write these both out. The computer is like, I only want one thing in there, right? So want to hit, so let's just say, okay, maybe we just need to put a comma in here between these two. We do that. Let's go ahead and hit the button and see what we get. Have a good day. Oh, snap, right? It's only showing the first one. And this is because the computer is thinking that something else is going to be passed here. So we could either put in good day or good afternoon with this, but it's kind of a bummer. We want to tell somebody to have both of those. Now what we could do with strings is we can join them. And what this does is it basically takes 2 existing strings and it puts them together to create a third string. Okay, this is what will be displayed to the user. This is done pretty simply by putting a plus sign right here. So we'll say, hey, we've got good day, and the plus means we want to add something to that good day. And adding here doesn't necessarily mean the mathematical sense of adding 2 things, but it's saying like we're going to take one thing and we're going to stick another thing onto it. So I'll come over here, type in good afternoon, and let's see what we get here. Hey, have a good day. Have a great weekend. So we know it's like 4 o'clock, 4:30 on a Friday, right? Best time of the week. And so what we've essentially done here is we've taken one box and we've had another box here, we put them together. So the computer pulls a value out of the first box, and since that plus is right there, it knows that good afternoon is kind of like right next to that, and it pulls that out as well, okay? So there's no space between the boxes. You're not like off to the side. Boxes are right there together. And this works, but you know, we kind of look at it, and yeah, it's a little bit sloppy. We had two things there. And let's just say if we want to, you know, put in like good day, you know, it's Friday, good afternoon, have a good weekend. If we want to change this value somewhat, we'd have to do more and more things in there, right? So what we need to do is think of a way to like put those together without actually having to put them together down here, right? So there's different ways to do this. We could do, let's see, we could do string weekend equals good day plus good afternoon. So all of a sudden right here we're saying weekend is going to be combining good day and good afternoon. And let's just change this a little bit to have a good day. So we'll do happy Friday. And so we don't have like the two words joined together too. We'll put a little space in there. There's other ways you could do this, but we'll just do this for right now. So we've got the good day box, which has the value happy Friday in it. We've got the good afternoon box, which has the value of have a great weekend. And so we have weekend right here, and all weekend is like putting good day and good afternoon together. And so let's go ahead and take the box called weekend, which has the values of those two boxes in it. Put it down here. So I'll put that in. And now we're telling, hey, console, write me out something, and I want you to write out what's in the weekend box, okay? Come up here, click enter the code again to run this. And hey, you know, happy Friday, have a great weekend. You know, so what we've learned here is that we could take two strings or sets of text and put them together to make a third one, right? And so there's other ways of doing this. We could actually take weekend right here instead of like taking these two boxes. We could actually take this right here. We'll take this whole string, paste it, and then we'll come here, put a plus sign in, and we'll do have a great weekend on the end of that. Okay, so instead of saying like add two boxes together, we add two values together and put it in one box. Boom! Have a happy Friday, have a great weekend. Good to go on that. And now there's another trick here, which is a little bit more advanced, but I like to go into it because it can be really helpful at times. You know, sometimes, let's say, you might have a whole list of names of people, like in a class. And I won't print those out, but I might say something like, hello, welcome to basic programming, comma, then put the person's name there, right? And I could go in there, I could type out each one of those by hand. You know, it'd be a horrible experience. Or I could come in here, I could do something like, I could put a hello to programming plus where the student's name is. A little bit better. Or what I can even do here is what is called string interpolation. Say that fast 5 times. And basically all string interpolation is saying, hey computer, I want to just jam something in the screen so I can write it out, okay? And so let's go ahead here and say we'll whack off have a great weekend, but we'll keep the happy Friday there, right? So string weekend equals happy Friday. I've got a space in there so it doesn't like show up and be too ugly. And to do string interpolation, we come up here and we put a $sign on this. Then we come in here, we put like a couple curly braces in there. And so this is a little bit different way of saying things, but saying to the computer, okay, I've got the type of box, I have the label on the box, I have what's going into the box so far, but hey, I want to stick like a little extra compartment in the box with something else in it. And so all of a sudden we have straight weekend, and we'll come down here and put good afternoon in it. And so now we're saying to the computer, we've got the box or this type of box string. We got the weekend label on the side of it. We want to put something in it, and we want to put Happy Friday in it. We're also going to cram in the good afternoon as well. Because hey, it's Friday again. It's going to be a great weekend. So we come up here. We're still writing weekend into this, which is the box weekend right here. We'll enter the code again to run this, and so again we see Happy Friday. Have a good weekend. And again, string interpolation is basically just a fancy way of saying I want to stick some different text inside of a string. And this is handy a lot of times if we have like a constant of some sort, which basically just means like a fixed string. But we need to add to that somehow. But I know we're always going to have like the same basic part of the string, and this still could be done by like using the syntax to add two strings. But this is generally like the more modern way to do it. It just kind of gives us a little bit neater syntax. And so in this lesson right here, we've learned how to like take two strings, put them together, and we've learned a couple different ways we can manipulate variables, which again are the boxes. And we've also learned how to make these things a little bit neater, so they're a little bit cleaner, a little bit easier to maintain. And finally, we've learned like string interpolation, which again is a very handy tool, particularly when you get into like more programming which is centered around configurations or using values and stuff like that. So until next time, when we'll be tackling one more topic on strings, which is String Builder, which allows us to build and modify strings. Until next time.